Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel and to another Stacy Detox video where we focus on becoming more adequate, confident, and self-loving women. Today is a video that was inspired by one of you guys' comments where you asked me how to embrace your feminine side. After living my life in my masculine for the majority of my life, ever since I was a teenager, I got tired of always having to defend myself, having to be independent, having to not rely on anybody else, and coming from this place of always feeling like I had to protect myself from somebody. This last year, after watching many YouTubers that inspire me into my journey to becoming a more feminine woman and reading books on the masculine and the feminine energy and how we're all able and always channeling one over the other, I got inspired to share a little bit of my journey with you guys and hopefully inspire some of you to embrace your femininity if that's something that you wish to do. The goal is never to try and change any of you guys, but to inspire you to love and accept yourselves exactly as you are. And if you don't, if there's any part of you that you don't like, to help you become closer to what you wish to be. In order to start this video, I want to share a little bit of my journey with my femininity. When I was really young, around 13, my parents got divorced and my dad leaving my household forced me to step into my masculine energy for the majority of the time. When I was little and I was growing up, I was fortunate enough to have both my mom and my dad around. So I always felt like both parties were taking care of me. I felt loved, I felt taken care of. I felt like I could rely on both my mom and my dad. When the big impact happened in my family, when my parents divorced because of infidelity on my dad's side, I quickly learned that men couldn't be trusted and that men were unreliable and that men were gonna hurt you if you love them. It took me very many years of therapy and of self-development to change that mindset because I no longer feel that way. But in my teenage years and in my early 20s, I really was living out of the wounded feminine. The wounded feminine is a place where you feel like you have to fend for yourself, you have to make things happen, you can't rely on anybody else, and that you are the only one responsible for every good and bad thing that happens in your life. To put it in an easier way, you don't feel like you can trust anybody and you feel like you have to be that strong, independent woman that can not only rely on men, but on anybody that tries to get close to her. To give you some examples as to how I was living in my masculine when I was younger, I would quickly become the defendant of my younger siblings and of my mom. So for example, when my mom would try to date any man because of what I saw her go through when I was little, I would act very rebellious against the men that she tried to date. I wouldn't be polite, I wouldn't try to even get to know them, and I would just automatically try to push them away because in my mind I couldn't trust men. Even more recently, when I was having a conversation with my younger sister, I realized that I was still, even now, trying to become her protector because our dad wasn't around for the majority of our life. As the oldest sibling, I would offer to do all the heavy duty things around the house, like fixing things, carrying water gallons, carrying the groceries, and carrying any heavy thing that I didn't want my mom to carry, which in reality, it's okay if you're that kind of woman naturally, but that's not who I really wanted to be, but that's who I was forced to be because my dad really wasn't around to tell me not to do those things or to handle those things when I didn't want to. When I tried to date from my masculine, I ended up always going head to head with men because I was trying to date men who were also very masculine, but I wouldn't allow myself to sit into my feminine and allow them to take control of the relationship, if you will. I do want to say that this always speaks only to people who are in loving and respectful relationships. As always, if you're in an abusive relationship, my advice is always to leave and seek professional help. I was never mentally, physically, or emotionally abused, but in reality, I would date men that were manly, who were sitting in their masculine, but I would quickly try to push them out of the way or show them how tough I was or how much I didn't need them. And in reality, if you hold into a relationship like that for so long, one of the two people are often gonna get tired. What initially attracted those men to me quickly fell off when they realized that I was a wounded girl who wouldn't let her walls down and who wouldn't allow herself to be loved. In hopes to help some of you guys out starting the journey to healing our wounded feminine, here are the 5 easiest steps that I did first that you can do right now that are gonna help you become a more feminine and heal the wounded feminine. Even though the feminine journey and healing your wounded feminine starts from within, these are easier steps that you can start doing right now. The number one step that worked for me was starting to dress more feminine, wearing more jewelry, wearing perfume, and being more intentional about the way that I looked every single day. If you guys remember, I have a video here on my channel that talks about why you should start getting ready every single day. And I know that a lot of you guys may feel like you don't have time, you're too lazy to do it, or you don't feel like you're worthy of wearing your expensive makeup or your expensive perfume. If you do feel that way, I really do recommend that you go watch that video because it's gonna really help you change the way that you feel about that. But the thing that worked most for me is I really started to focus on wearing clothing that I felt very cute, very sexy, very beautiful in. Before, I would really wear clothes just to get dressed. I would change into workout clothes and I would stay in workout clothes the majority of the day. And while I do still enjoy having workout clothes and wearing them because they're comfortable, I invested in my wardrobe in a way to buy more cute and the most comfortable clothes that I can wear while still looking presentable. The easiest way to start if you want to feel very feminine is to start wearing dresses. When you're going out on a Sunday brunch, or if you're gonna go to the mall or anywhere that you're gonna go, wearing a dress is the easiest way to feel very feminine, and people will even start to treat you like a lady when you go out just because you're wearing a dress. I don't know if there's something psychological to say about that, but anytime I wear a dress, whether it's a long dress, a medium dress, or a flowy dress, or a tight dress, people just look at you like you have somewhere to be. Even if you don't have anywhere to be, you're gonna feel more put together and you're gonna feel better about your appearance, and when you look better, you feel better. Moving on to number 2. Part of embracing your femininity is keeping a tidy place. Your outer world reflects how you feel inside. As you can tell right now, every time that I make a video on this channel, I welcome you into my room, and I hope that you can tell that I always try to keep the tidiest place possible. For the majority of the time, I always have a candle on, I clean my clothes off of the floor, I make my bed every morning, I dust off the things that need dusting, and I decorate it in a way that makes me feel beautiful. Wherever you live in the world, whether it's a room, a one-bedroom apartment, or you share spaces with someone, it's important that you put a piece of yourself wherever you're living. Whatever your style is and however you feel most comfortable, put those little pieces of you, and remember, you don't have to get it all together in one day or even in 1 week. Start adding little pieces of yourself as you go in whatever space that is yours, and start embracing who you are and the things that you love. If you guys would like a video on how to keep a tidier and a more feminine space around you, please let me know down below because I would love to make a video on that. But if I could say anything, I've said it before and I'll say it again, make sure you're making your bed every morning. At the bare minimum, you have to make your bed every morning. This one I might get a little bit of pushback on, especially because it's relative to how you feel. But I think that really helped me in my journey with femininity was realizing that less is more when it comes to makeup and nails. I know you guys are gonna be like, what? You were the nail girl. I used to get these long bedazzled nails with diamonds on them, and I have so many videos on my vlogging channel, which you should go subscribe to if you haven't yet, where I would go get my nails done and I felt beautiful with them. Did I love them? Yes. Were they fun? Yes. Was it a super cool part of my life? Yes. Is it something that I want to continue to do? I don't think so. I'm not talking down on anybody that has long bedazzled colorful nails, because if that's your choice, I did it for a very long time and I understand how they make you feel cute. They look extravagant, they look extra, and it's something that you like to do. No one wants to take that away from you. Not because it looks ugly or because you're not a beautiful woman if you do wear loud makeup or if you do wear long nails, but because if you notice, a lot of the things that seem elegant are very minimal. When it comes to you and your beauty, you want to be effortlessly beautiful. There really shouldn't be a thing that stands out more than the others. And again, if you have a sense of style that works for you and you feel beautiful with it, 1000% keep doing it, whether that's the nails or the loud makeup. I do think that there is a time and a place for loud makeup and for loud nails if that's what you wish to do. But when it comes to your everyday life, personally, I feel like the toned down makeup and the toned down nails look best, look cleaner, and look classier. You have to think about it as beauty doesn't ask for attention, it simply just gets it. And when it comes to the extravagant nails, lashes, or makeup, it screams, I want your attention, look at me. You don't really want to be the type of woman that screams to get people's attention, but simply to be the kind of woman that walks by and people look at and say, something about her is so beautiful. To get away of our physical appearance and to get more into the things that you can be doing to become a more feminine woman, something that worked super well for me and that has helped me the most is I stopped following people who had the mentality of men are trash, all men cheat, and all men can be trusted. Why? Your phone is a direct access to your brain. Every time, it's very common to pick up our phone, start scrolling, or to see on Instagram what somebody else is doing and thinking to yourself, I wish I could be doing that. Whoever you're following and you're looking up to has a direct string to your heart, and whatever they say will matter. If your idols are saying things like all men are trash, all men cheat, you can't trust any man, men are only good for money, etc., you're bound to believe those things because you keep listening and you keep hearing them and you are being brainwashed into believing those things. Is there bad men in the world? Yes, 1000%. But you're not focusing on dating those men. Any person that you follow that's talking negatively on men, I strongly suggest that you stop following them and that you start following pages that inspire you to be a more feminine woman. Start following therapists that talk positively about healthy relationships. Start following influencers that have healthy relationships or that uplift their man, or start following people who are on their journey to becoming a more feminine woman as well. The fifth, and I think one of the most impactful things that you can do to become a more feminine woman, and I know I might get some pushback on this, but it has helped me, is I stopped using profanity. I know if you've been watching me for a long time, you're probably gonna go back to my old videos and be like, girl, you used to curse so much. And yes, I did. I don't know why I thought it was cool. I don't know why I felt like I needed to do that. I don't know why it felt like I felt like I own my mouth and I could say whatever I wanted. But when I look back at those videos and when I see how much mess came out of my mouth, I just realized that there was no reason for that. Ever since I started my feminine journey and I've tried to extend my vocabulary and I've really focused on becoming a more feminine woman, I for the most part have stopped using cursing words. I still slip up here and there, so if you catch me sometimes in the vlog or if I say it, please know that I'm not perfect. But I feel like I sound a lot more intelligent and I sound a lot more feminine and I sound a lot better when every other word isn't a bad word. I don't know why it works, but it works. And I know maybe some of you guys may feel like that is so old school. I can't believe you're even saying that. I agree, it's old school, but it works. And I'm not saying that only women shouldn't curse. I don't see the point of cursing overall. I don't think anybody should curse, but if you are gonna do it, maybe leave it for the special occasions where you absolutely need it and don't really use it in your everyday language. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if you are in your journey of femininity, cursing is not gonna be something that you're gonna be able to keep and still look feminine. So last and not least, the seventh thing that I started doing to allow a more feminine energy in my life was I started trusting the masculine energy in my life more. Before, I would think to myself, my boyfriend and I need to be equal to each other on the same page 24/7. If he's out there washing my car, I need to go out there and wash his. If he's over here buying me coffee, I need to go over there and buy him coffee. I think a big part of the wounded feminine trying to be more masculine comes from the part where she is trying to protect herself and she is trying to be equal to the masculine energy so she doesn't get hurt. When you realize this and you stop trying to be up to par with your partner, with the masculine energy in your life, whoever that may be, you realize that you don't have to do anything in order to not be hurt. Are we gonna get hurt in this life? Yes, 1000%. We're only human having a human experience, and part of that comes with getting hurt and learning the lesson from it. Trying to outsmart the world, trying to outsmart God, trying to outsmart life is never gonna work. You are gonna get hurt sometime. and not because you try to be equal to the masculine or because you try to make sure that your boyfriend or your partner is not doing anything so that it won't hurt if they ever fail you, does not work. You can do everything for your partner. Pay all his bills, cook, clean, have his children, never marry him because he didn't want to get married, never text him, make sure his feet are rubbed, make sure his slippers are ready in the front door. You can do everything and still get hurt. If you sit in your feminine, you allow love to come, you allow trust to come over your heart, and you allow yourself to just relax and know that you're perfect as you are and you don't have to do anything else other than just be yourself and be there to nurture and love those around you. You are gonna have a much easier time and a much easier life. I really hope this video was useful and that you learned a thing or two. I want to let you guys know that these are some of the things that have helped me so far, and if you have any tips that you think may work, I would also love to read them because I'm also in my journey to becoming a more feminine woman. Ever since I started my journey to femininity, I feel more at peace and I feel more beautiful, more elegant, and just more in my element than I ever was before. Who I was trying to be was coming from a place of the wounded feminine, where I was trying to become equal to show the world that I was deserving of love. And all I had to do was realize that I'm deserving of love exactly as I am, and that I'm gonna get hurt sometimes, and that is 100% okay. It's part of life. If you would like more videos like this and you would like more videos on femininity, I would love your suggestions as to what you would like to see. Remember that we're always here to help each other, and I'm always looking forward to making videos that you enjoy and that you love. That's gonna be it from me, ladies. Las quiero mucho. Que Dios me las bendiga, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.